I want to do this, I want to grow, but I'm either, plowing in my backyard, or I'm using an open land that I just randomly found, and, I just started to own it as my, my plot. So what does this mean, people that want to get into agriculture? But the issue of land, when it comes to government regulations as well, you must be operating within a specific parameter with, specific documents that you may need to possess. So what does that then mean? Let me start with you, Johan.
Yesterday, land will also always be an issue for big commercial farmers, for small startup businesses. Land will always be an issue. But I think to locate the right piece of land for what you want to do, basically, that's the critical part. Land will be, there's some commercial farmers that will also be, is also now currently basically enabling their own employees in order for them to farm their own crops as well. But I think get the right piece of land, talk to the right tribal people or the farmers close by, and I promise you, most of the big commercial farmers, they are more than open for guys to learn and to help them learn. But you guys must just understand, farming is very, very hard work. You're not going to become rich overnight. It's hard work.
Thank you. To the floor and see if we've got any questions. Can we see by a raise of hands? Do you have any questions for my panelists? All right, can I get a mic here first? Got a question here, then a question that side. Anyone else? Oh, then two more there. We'll have a total of 5. Gentleman at the back will be the last.
Hello. I doubt any of the panelists will be able to answer me, but I hope you guys can.
Wow.
When it comes to tribals, you guys have been speaking about quite a lot, but from what I know, you need to be indigenous. A person indigenous to the area. So for a person that's not indigenous to the specific area, but you're interested in farming, who are the type of people you're supposed to speak to, or what channels are we supposed to go into? And then when it comes to funding, agro processing, and for APSA, I find it very difficult to articulate it without seeming political, but I'm going to try my best. What processes or what help has APSA put in place that look at black businesses or black startups differently to white business startups? Because I know in the banking sector, as a black person, your financial risk is a lot more compared to a white person's financial risk. So when it comes to my interest, repayments, and accessing the funding, have you guys tried to make that easier for a black person compared to a white person in regards to that I'm from a disadvantaged background?
All right, so we've got 2 questions there. You'll take the first, and then Johan. Okay.
You are correct. However, said where there's a will, there's a way. You can always lease. There are people who have land and who are not using it. So you go and lease the land. You don't have to have the PTO or the RTO for you to be able to operate. So once you lease, you've got a lease agreement, we're definitely going to provide funding for you because it's a proof. What is critical or important that must be on your lease agreement is the term, the lease term. Because your lease term will also determine the repayment term of your loan. So if you are having a lease agreement that says 1 year, 12 months, it means your funding repayment term cannot be longer than 12 months. So you can always lease.
Yes, we start somewhere.
Yes, and from APSA's side, APSA is also doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Right, I have an idea. This is what the advice that we as a bank has given you. Let me try to make this work at the end of the day.
Okay, you're good, my brother. Thank you. All right, the third question, I think it was somewhere there. I'll come back.
Everyone.
I'll come back to you, my brother.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Ndlobo Gertrude. So I do have a registered business, but now I'm focusing on internet cafe because of funds and everything. So I put hold of agriculture because my idea is, so at home we have this, there's a farm that is existing, but it's not working now. My parents used to use it, but now it's not working. So my idea in agriculture is I want to plant maize and then transform it into super maize meal and then sell it to the rural communities, because some of the maize meal that we are buying at local shops, some are rotten and some are very costly. So my idea is to supply the rural community with this super maize meal at a lesser price, and then after planting those maize, then I'm like, my idea is, okay, planting maize and then having my own will produce.
Shh, guys, please
maize
settle
meal,
down.
not taking the maize to someone who will produce it, but I will do it myself. So that's the idea that I'm having, and I want to ask if it's possible that will I be able to get funds from these ideas, or it's just a lot, I have to start smaller by smaller, or, but the land is there, it's existing.
Guys, come on. Thank you.
Yes, you see the issue of land. There's land there and she's not using. You can definitely get funding for it. Actually, in this area, Mega funded someone before. He was doing milling. We bought him that machine. The good thing about your idea, you are already around. However, make sure that you don't overplant and then you end up having maize that you cannot use. Do a research, get letters of intent. Who will buy your maize? Who is also going to buy your milli meal? Where are they currently buying? At what rate? What will convince them to make them to live where they are currently buying and come and buy from you? So you need to go and do a proper research, get a business plan, and definitely